Welcome, everyone, to the latest episode of Manga Mustard. I'm your host, Christian Ashley of Systematic Ecology, joined by Elizabeth Pangalang and Clyde. How's it going, Elizabeth Pang?
It's going good. Hello, I have arisen from the dead and I have joined you back.
Perfect. All right, so we've got some manga to discuss today, and you're going to be starting us off. Which one is this?
This is technically a manhwa, but it counts.
Ah, yes.
It is called Marry My Husband. I know.
Okay.
It
So, what's the
just
general
gets you.
premise?
It just gets you in the title because you're like, what? So pretty much this is a reincarnation, but not like a reincarnation where she goes into a video game or a fantasy land or anything like that. So pretty much it starts off, we see her miserable life and she's literally dying alone in cancer in the hospital. It's so sad. But she just wants to go like for one last like walk, or she wants to go home, pretty much die at home, kind of like that. And of course, when she goes home, guess what? She finds her husband with a mistress.
Ooh.
And so she pretty much learns like he got this giant life insurance policy on her, and he's like, talking to his mistress in bed. Oh, who happens to be her best friend. I forgot to say that.
Oh, of course.
Because of course, right? And so he's like, well, her dad died of cancer. So as soon as she started getting stomach aches, I took out this big insurance policy on her. So once she dies, like, we'll like run off together, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and they all work together. So she confronts them and it gets heated. And so he ends up shoving her. And so she ends up dying anyway because she hits her head on the dresser and she gets reincarnated 10 years back to her past. So that's the premise of it so far. Are you hooked? Are you in line? Are you in
Oh,
sinker?
so hooked. So
You're
she gives
so
10
hooked.
years to her past. So I'm guessing before she got married to this loser.
Correct. But she's still dating the loser.
Oh,
Yeah, so this is 10 years back in time. And so he's being all sweet like he is. And so now, like with her best friend, because they all work together, she got her best friend into the company. She's now realizing all like the toxic stuff she didn't realize before. And this was even before the best friend and the boyfriend or the started cheating on each other, like cheating
yeah.
like on her and stuff like that. And so since they are just miserable people, she gets the idea, I'm going to have you pretty much take my place and marry my husband, and you're going to be miserable. And so she finds like as she's like preventing certain things from happening, they're still kind of happening, but now to other people. So now she has to struggle. If I make my bad fortune, not on me, then it takes, or if I take someone else's good luck, it affects it all. Like she remembers how her boyfriend made a lot of money with the stock market. So she's like, ooh, I'm gonna buy these shares. And so he actually
Ah,
bought different shares. And so he lost all his money in the stock market and she got like super rich. And so like she knew she was gonna get something spilt on her. So she sidestepped it and then like like the same scenario happened, but just in different ways. So now
okay.
she's like, oh no, like what if someone innocent takes my place in something bad? So it's a wild read. The person
So
in our picture is not the husband though. That's someone
I was going to
else.
ask because I was like, was there like some other guy at work or something, or
Yeah.
maybe someone else from her past that she kind of liked but wasn't ready for him, and now that she's changed, she's going to go after him instead?
No, the sad thing is this is like it's just a cliche. So she was pretty plain in high school and her best friend was never her best friend. She liked hanging out with her because the plain girl made her look better. And so she
Ah,
spent the whole high school spreading lies and isolating this person. And so this person just thought she was worthless. And so her life would have been so much different without this thing. Like the boy she liked in high school actually liked her back. Nothing ever came of that. But like her life would have been completely different if because the best friend was like, oh, he confessed to me. I'm sorry. I knew you liked him. So of course she's heartbroken.
yeah.
But in the reality is he was in love with her the whole time, just like she was in love with him.
Okay.
What? What? It's,
How
it's like mind crazy.
how far into it are you? Are
Oh,
you
I finished it in 2 days.
okay? Like it's finished, or you caught
Yeah,
up?
yeah, yeah. No, it's finished. I don't like to read manga on a weekly basis. I don't believe in that actually. I'm a binger. But yeah, no, the ending's pretty good. I Do we? I can't remember. Should I go ahead and give the spoiler? I mean, we have a whole episode on
I mean, this
the
is about
ending.
current manga and manga we've completed, so you might as well just spoil stuff. Spoilers, by the way.
The mind trickery, which I didn't even see coming, is her boss was in love with her the whole time. They actually went to college together. He fell in love with her, and he watched like the whole scenario, but he thought he wasn't good enough to make her happy, so he watched her whole fade out. And um so he watched her die and all that stuff. Like, he went attended to the funeral and stuff, and he knew that she died alone, and he was so distraught that he never like confessed his feeling to her. He ended up like killing himself, and we don't find this out until like near the end, but he also went back 10 years. So they're both playing it different, and they never knew. So the boss is now trying to like not passes, but like get her to fall in love with him, knowing that she's already dating that person. And yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a nice little twist I didn't see coming. But yeah, it's a good one. I like it. It's a manhwa, so it's a pretty easy read. I think it was like maybe 50 something chapters.
Nice and simple.
Yeah, it didn't feel rushed. No, nothing complicated. I would say like a 7 out of 10 recommend.
Okay. Fair enough. You have anything else you'd like to say about it?
Go read it. The artwork is pretty, and there's a whole chapter dedicated to their cat from the cat's perspective. So why would you not read it?
It's unique.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right. Well, next up on our docket, we're going to be going to, based off these images. Yeah, sure. We'll go with Ichi the Witch. This is
Ichi the Witch.
Yeah. One of the newer manga in Shonen Jump. It's chapter 45, where he. So the general premise of the story, Peng. So
because I know nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Is that magic exists? Blah blah blah. Only women are able to utilize it, though. Then this young boy, who's pretty much lived feral his entire life, happens upon the entities that are known as magic or magic. It's Mijik.
Ooh,
And
fancy.
yeah, they're the ones who, like, there's an ice magic, there's like just a general destruction and mushroom magic, and so they have different abilities. And so what witches do is they fight them. They have to go like this little, not a tournament, but like a competition of rules they have to follow, and if they succeed, they are now the master of that magic. So he encounters a witch whose name is Descara. She's a really fun character. She's one of those like hyper competent people, but is also a total woman child at the end of the day too. If she doesn't get her way, it's a nice balance of the two. Of like, oh man, she's really good at what she does, so that's why people respect her. But if you actually get to know her, it's like, oh man, I want to stay away from you. But at the same time, I highly respect you. And so she's going to try to get this magic, but he, in a 1 in a million chance, being that he's a hero of the story, actually succeeds in obtaining that magic, and he becomes the first male witch. Oh. So in the process of all this, they have to deal with the gender conflict that's going on there. It's not like fully completed. I mean, it's like only 45 chapters in, so it's probably going to be 200 plus, if it continues to sell well, which I'm hoping it does, because it's really good. So it's just like, how does this affect the society as a whole? Because like, only women are supposed to be witches. So now this guy is around. So they're having like his coming out party, as it were, to the witch society as a whole, the Witches Association, after he just toppled a magic which was using the dreams and hopes of people to like make them kind of calm and collected, but like never feel again. They were able to kill that magic, and now as a result of that, his name has been spread wide. So they're having him come out to everyone else, revealed as like the male witch. And one of his minders / friends, Komugi, is a young witch in training who, after last chapter, kind of revealed that her older sister, who's like on the cusp of becoming like one of the main witches, because at different levels of like, you're an apprentice, you're a blah blah blah, she's like right close to becoming like top dog witch.
Dang,
like
the blah 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 witch.
I know, right? And her name is Spica, I think. Yeah. And she's got this really cool design. It's got the jacket, kind of pants, and a eye patch over one eye, and she comes across to everyone as like this really loving person. But like her inner monologue, and this is really funny of how like she's talking down to the like people who surround her, and she's heard stories about this guy who's a witch. She's like, oh, I've heard he was some feral kid who probably looks like a monkey, and she kind of like imagines him as such and says, ugh, I want nothing to do with him. But maybe if I can convince my sister to marry him, that'll increase my social standing and it'll increase our family's social standing. And it's like, because I'd never do it myself. And then there's that grand moment to where Ichi reveals himself to everyone and she sees what he actually looks like. And her immediate reaction is, okay, wood. That's just and it goes from I'll make my sister marry him to maybe I'll do it instead. And there's a little bit of an age gap, so it's a little concerning. So she says, "I'll wait a little bit to do it," but she's always a social climber kind of person, and decides that she's gonna want to add him to maybe become her husband, and that's where the chapter kind of ends with her like, "I want him." And
so, what's the age gap?
It looks like she's in her early 20s and he's or maybe like 18 at the youngest and he's like maybe 14, 15.
Okay, that's not that bad.
It's not the worst age gap in the world, but there's still an evident difference, because I don't know if they've actually stated her name. Her sister Komugi is kind of closer to Ichi's age, so I think that's why she was considering that too. But it's a really fun series. I'm really enjoying what they're doing, and I think TJ's talked about this before on the show somewhere too. One that he's really enjoying. It's got a really fun world of all these different magics, and how only outside of him, only women are able to control them, and what that means for society as a whole. Once again, his supporting cast is great. He just gained a friend by helping that kingdom take down this Bakugami, the Dream Eater, I think, magic, who himself tried to become what Ichi is, but failed because men can't. So what he did is instead he implanted magical items inside of his body so that he could modify himself to actually use magic, kinda, to, fight against him, because his whole thing was his sister was like repressing the loss of their mother and not acting like herself and pretending like everything was okay, being under the effect of that magic. And he wanted revenge against it, and Ichi helped him get it. And now they become like best bros. It's a fun series.
We love a good bromance.
Yeah. So unfortunately, no actual romance yet. There's some hints that maybe Ichi and Komugi might, because he's definitely doesn't understand relationships yet, having lived on his own for quite a while. And it might be one of those things, maybe they're just friends. Maybe, she might have a thing for him, and maybe this whole thing will actually create that, because it's still early on. So there's not like anything like confirmed or anything. It's more like hints versus actual, like, this is what's going to happen.
Makes sense. So since he's the first guy witch, so what do guys do if the females are usually the witch? They just kind of stay home.
They do their normal everyday jobs. I mean, like very few women actually become witches.
Oh, I see.
They kind of control that. Like, I think everyone has the capability. Every woman has the capability of becoming a witch, but like only a select few are chosen to actually be trained.
I see. That makes sense.
So they can kind of have like the monopoly on it. So guys are still like warriors and cooks and what have you.
Interesting. No romance.
Not yet.
Well, let me know. Because I do like some warrior things, even though like there's not like I like the My Hero Academia, but there was like people you can kind of ship, even though there wasn't really romance. There was blushing, but like there's not really any romance. And some, I think I like some shit. Like I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! And there was like absolutely no romance in that. And so I might like it. Is it an anime or is it just manga?
It's just manga right now. So like I said, just 45 chapters have been released. And it's been selling pretty well from what I understand. So the likelihood of getting an anime is really high. I'd imagine they'd announce it maybe 60, 75-ish chapters in. Because it's consistently not at the top of the rankings, but pretty close.
I gotcha. Very cool, very cool. Well, anything else I should know about this? I guess I'll have to check back next week for you. Is this released weekly, you said?
Yeah.
That's wild. That you can just wait week by week. Because how long does it take you to read one chapter?
Depending on content, like 2 minutes for one piece, maybe 5, because I have to read a lot more.
Mm-hmm. That's just crazy to you wait a whole week for 2 minutes of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Or 5. That's just dedication. So I'm impressed by you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
But that was my first one. We're going to your second and final option, which was it, Honey Love or something like that?
No, well, I changed it at the last second.
Okay.
Oh wait,
what is it now?
Did I still added the wrong one. Oh, here it is. I never deleted it.
Hold on.
Perfect. So this is only 27 chapters. It's actually a manga. So if you are feeling, I guess, lonely one night, you can read this in the night. If you need your heart to swoon a little, I just need a little a little blush action going. This is called, I'll never say the Japanese name because I'll mispronounce it. I want to make my demon boss blush.
Okay.
I know. Okay. And it sounds like it's going to be fantasy, but it's not. It's complete just office romance. And this is completed because very rarely will I choose to read something that's not. Usually when I have the updates, it's because I thought it was completed and it's not. And so then I'm sad. Or if I love the anime so much, I need more and I read the manga and it's not completed. And so then I will wait. But very rarely will I choose the life you choose, Christian. That's just diabolical. But what's not diabolical is this romance between these two people. Also, couldn't tell you their names because I read manga so fast I don't even register their names, but it's fine. You just have to read it yourself for the names. But pretty much office worker. She super sweet, everyone loves her, and she has the supervisor who is really crass and mean, and he's not mean, he's firm, and when you screw up he's going to tell you screwed up, right? But she notices, and she does her job well, so she notices whenever he fusses at other coworkers, he's never it's saying you suck. He's like, you did this wrong, you need to redo this now. What are you waiting for? You have to do that. What pretty much. Yeah, it's never about the person. More it's him being a boss.
Being more positive, you screwed this up, so here's how you can fix it. Or
you're not done with this yet.
Constructive criticism.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not really. Well, it's not. It's definitely criticism, but it's like you've had this all morning. What do you mean you're not done with it yet? What have you been doing? Okay. All valid things, but he just says it in a crass way. So then that kind of leaves all the office just to talk about rumors about him, and she's like, but she's actually watching and looking at him, and so he does have a mean, scary face, but she's like, there's something different, whatever. But this is what got my attention, because there will always be surprise treats in the break room with cute little notes attached to it for the coworkers. And one day she forgot something and she came back for it, and she discovers that he was the one making the sweet little treats. Oh, I know, so cute. And so but she was already kind of noticing he can't be all that bad. So now it was kind of sealed the deal. So she is getting to know him more. And she is now getting upset with all the extra rumors around her. And then one time, a coworker wanted to go out, the one that got pressed at, and she just kept on bad mouthing the boss. And so she's like, I'm not going to sit here and listen to you bad mouth. So she left. And now the coworkers doesn't like her. And now the coworkers saw them together, posted a picture of them, and it was putting him in an awkward position. So she finds out he's actually very shy. So that's why he doesn't really cut, tit for tat, he just goes straight for the criticism, because he's shy, he doesn't know how else to communicate with people. And so in order to kind of save him or do something, he was like, we're dating, so it's someone was like, so and so forced you to do this. She's like, no, he didn't force me, we're dating, so it's okay. And so now they have to do a pretend relationship. which turns into a real relationship, and it's just very sweet.
Yeah.
So
this one is how long?
only 27 chapters, man. You
Wow.
can, yeah, you can literally get it done in a night. But I mean, it's sweet. Like, we find out a little bit about his backstory, her backstory. You get to meet the family, the siblings. It's just a nice, wholesome adult office romance, and it's both of theirs, like, true first loves. I mean, she has actually a dark past. She used to be a delinquent, so it's kind of fun. Them just getting to know each other, and like, despite appearances, they're like much different people.
It's always a
Yeah.
fun one. It's like I have a characters all more like sweet and kind, and then you look into their past, and they were actually like this huge punk that you go like, how's this even possible? Like you're two completely separate people.
Right. So it brings in the comedic aspect because when they go home to meet the parents, like, people are like, "Hey, boss," or something like, she's like, "Shut up," type deal. Like, and like you have people, he's like, "Are you their friends?" She's like, "We're not her friends. We're her underlings." And she was like, "I'm gonna kill you if you don't shut up right now." So it's quite amusing. And he has like no connections with his family. So I feel like they could have gone more into the story. Being 27 chapters, you cannot, like, you're not going to get so much depth. But I
Yeah.
feel like they did really well with what was given. And I wasn't sad. I did not feel like it ended abruptly or anything like that. It was a very sweet, blushy anime. And of course, 99% of the things I read are clean, so you don't have to worry about like inappropriate things.
That's
That
good.
1%, it was when I accidentally, I'm just reading do 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 do, and I'm like, oh, do 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 do
Nope.
do. Yep.
Yeah.
Because I didn't pay
Uh,
attention to ratings before I clicked.
Unfortunately, this is the term. There's a lot of porn out there that
I didn't
mask
even know that
themselves.
was
Yeah,
a term.
initially as like just regular manhwa, and then you read the first chapter. It's like okay, halfway through, and then oh no,
This is not a, especially because I read on my, like, I have the big iPad, the big one. And remember, everyone, I'm married to a pastor. I myself am a pastor, and I will read, like, like if we're chilling, have downtime at church or something like that. I'll just read manga anywhere. And there has been a couple times I'm like, oh my god, and like
nope,
have to
nope.
shut it.
It's like,
Like,
who put this on my iPad? It wasn't
no,
me.
but it's very wholesome. It's not inappropriate. You can read it around your kids. You could probably read it to your kids if you really wanted to. If you have, I don't know. I can see myself being that parent, like getting some like manga, like some manhwas
It's
and
like
stuff like that, since it's so colorful, and be like, here is your
it's
standard for
like
men.
you're not going to read like Lord of the Rings or Chronicles of Narnia or Harry
Yeah,
Potter to
nah,
the kids. Like, all right, kids, it's time for some solo leveling.
yep. Oh no, I couldn't do solo leveling, but I mean, like, My Hero Academia is cute.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was the
So
first manhwa I could think of. It's just like I don't know that many romance manhwa.
true. I'm trying to. My husband loves solo leveling, the anime, so I'm trying to get him to read the manhwa, but he won't do it. So I'm like, you're lost.
Aw. Well,
But
some people only like to see things animated.
yeah, I mean, I'm honestly, I'll take what I can get from him because he doesn't
Baby
really watch
steps.
anime. Yeah, he is watching Demon Slayer, which is kind of nice, but
Okay.
it's like pulling teeth. I have to make him watch it. It's very upsetting. My kids would never. They would beg me to watch those Demon Hunters.
There you go.
Or Slayers, sorry. I'm thinking K-pop
Yeah.
Demon Hunter, but that's
No, you're
another
fine.
episode.
Yeah, raise them right, Pang.
I will. I will. But yeah, but that's it. Nice, cute, to the point. Definitely, if you read it in a night, let me know because we will be in the same club.
And that title was again.
It was I Want to Make My Demon Boss Blush, or Oni Hushi wo Disareta. I know I
Okay.
butchered that. But it's everything I
Right.
read mainly is on Bato. Bato.2 is the website I use mostly, in case you guys wanted to know. And it's
All right.
free. And it's not pirating. This is legit manga/manhwa
Yes.
site. Because we do not condone in piracy.
And we've never done it ourselves.
Ever.
No.
Now, will you get a virus on your computer? I don't know. But because there's a things like read 60-minute free if you click this link, and I do be clicking that link, and other tabs do be opening, and yep, I will say that because like the some of the ads are a little inappropriate, so you have to be careful with that,
Maybe
guys.
read with an ad blocker on.
Yeah, either have an blocker or do what I do, and I just click the the spam links to get rid of the ads. I feel like they make them inappropriate on purpose,
I
so
mean,
you would click that. But it's
that's how they
marketing.
get attention.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's all I have. Are you ready to go to your second and final one?
Yes, I'll be
I'm
going
actually
into. Oh, go ahead.
I'm excited well because I've only seen season 1 of this, so I'm excited to know
Yes.
some spoilers.
So yeah, things are getting even crazier. Chainsaw Man, chapter 210.
200.
We had a big reveal last time that nuclear weapons are back. And for those of you who've read part one, that's not supposed to happen. Because one of the things Makima mentions, like she used to said that things used to exist. There used to be a Nazi devil. There used to be an AIDS devil. There used to be a nuclear weapons devil, and I think a lot more. But Chainsaw Man ate them, and when Chainsaw Man, consumes them that way, they cease to exist in the world. So somehow nuclear weapons come back, and this is the explanation of that. That kind of Yoru, who is the war devil here, is realizing that America reinvented nuclear weapons from the ground up. So they had no concept of it until they realized, well, we have the science here. Why don't we do what we can do to make this, which is exactly what they did beforehand, but they have no knowledge that they did it before. So they reinvent nuclear weapons, and like this is a world. It's kind of in the 90s, if I remember correctly, in a alternate universe where the Soviet Union is still around. So America is fighting the USSR, and they drop a nuke on one of their cities. That was kind of like the big cliffhanger for last time. And Denji has been hit in the head. He looks like he's almost dead. And Yoru, who is occupying the body of Asamitaka, both of them having crushes on Chainsaw Man Denji, for different reasons, she decides her allegiance, Yoru, is no longer to Denji. Her allegiance is to the good old US of A. And she starts singing.
God bless
God bless
America. Yay! What a great song.
And she even does something where she starts off singing in Japanese, then she switches to English, and she declares that she's done with Chainsaw Man. Her new man is the United States of America.
Where's All Might when you need him? This is the crossover we needed.
And like she even gets to the point where like Asa in her mind, it's like, are you really gonna do this? Are you really gonna betray Denji like this? Like I thought you liked him. I thought we liked him, even though she's way too tsundere to actually say that out loud. And but so Denji's on the floor looking kind of dead, but then he goes into like his head and he ends up talking to who he assumed until the reveal was the famine devil they called Fami, but actually it was the death devil the whole time, pretending to be the famine devil. And that's where it ends with the two of them having a talk. And she even gets a little cutesy, like, "Oh, you can call me Little D," which is probably Death Chan in Japanese, and that's where the chapter ends. So I died laughing when I read this chapter because I said, wait a minute. Because I was the whole time, I was like, how can nuclear weapons be brought back? Because what Asa and Yoru assumes is that Denji, puked them up, which has happened before. But no, it wasn't that. America wanted nuclear weapons without realizing they had them before and just remade them. Which is like there's always been a huge kind of commentary on America here. The part one was the whole thing with the gun devil, and America's obsession with guns, and just from a very Japanese perspective that doesn't really get American politics and ideals. But this one, obviously, from a country, the only country in the world who's been hit by nuclear weapons twice, there's some cultural baggage that comes with that. So I'm interested to see where it goes from here. And this has just been a really fun chapter because it looks like it's kind of always been set up to where like Asa actually does love Denji for who he is, but she doesn't have as much control of her body as she wants. So Yoru, the war devil, only used Denji because he was the most popular thing. But now that nuclear weapons are back, she has a huge power boost because people are afraid of the nuclear weapons. And as a weapon of war, they're now more afraid of her by proxy. So I think they're kind of setting her up as the actual kind of big bad versus like the Death Devil, which is what everyone assumed would be the big bad.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So I feel like I got spoiled nothing though. Like I'm like, we're still fighting demons. Nothing much
Right?
has changed since the ending of season 1 in the anime, huh?
It's
That's what
just in
I'm
different
hearing.
ways or different
Yep,
characters.
different
As
demon, different
yeah, Fujimoto
project.
just breaks your heart.
Wild. I mean, does he at least get any more luck going out? Because in the anime, he was just an unlucky fool. Does he get any
Uh,
luckier? No.
let's just say they pushed the boundary of what you can show. And yeah, there's nothing else I'm going to say because it'd be a little worse. Um, to say the
Oh, so
actual words.
he's not going to die a virgin now? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, he is,
Oh,
but
dang.
he got handled. I just made a pun without realizing it in a different way.
Poor Dingy. Oh well. Interesting.
That's all we
Well,
have today.
yeah, I probably won't read the manga, but it's nice to hear updates. Because I mean, is this anime? Do you know? I know it's a little off topic. Is that
Um,
approved for season 2, or is
we
it
should
going to
be getting a
continue?
season 2 after the Reze Arc movie releases, which is coming out fairly soon because they went all Demon Slayer with it and realized, oh well, if we can make more money, we can
As
do
you
it that
should.
way. So
I
hold on one
gotcha.
second.
I tried to get my husband to watch the anime, but we have a dog, and he did not like that the poopers died as well. So because of that, he was just completely nope, we're not watching it. But I do wish Dingy all the best. I feel like it's a little overly graphic, so if you like the overly graphic, I'm very interested to know about the manga. Christian is still on the phone. I guess Josh could always edit this part out. But what's the fun of that? This is more fun. Talking more about a Chainsaw Man. That's all I got because I don't care. There's no romance here. I want Dingy to have romance. I feel like everything is so underhanded and it's just not straightforward. Not like my sweet little office romance. My sweet little office romance is straightforward. You might have a little love triangle here or there, or just maybe a miscommunication. That's all. But then Chainsaw Man, you just don't know who's your friend, who's your enemy, who's going to betray you. It's not going to happen, guys. So if you want your heart to be messed with, I guess you're just going to watch Chainsaw Man or read it. I wonder how many, usually like with anime season, let's Google it real quick. How many chapters does the anime cover? How many chapters does the anime cover in Chainsaw Man? 38 chapters. So I was going to say around 40. So around 40 chapters is a season. So if he's at 200 and something, that means if you've seen Chainsaw Man season 1 of the anime, you're in for 4 times the more fun if you start reading the manga, which is very exciting. Christian is still talking. So let's talk about something else. This is a impromptu. I'm going to Bato.2. I'm clicking on my history. That's another reason why I enjoy reading through Bato.2. There's different versions of Bato. That's just like the different servers because not every like region will get, a different server. So if you see like xbato.2 or any kind of version of Bato, it's all the same. And once you create an account, it's fun because you can comment and read what other people are talking about with the manga, kind of have a community. I really miss that aspect of Crunchyroll where they took off the commenting so you can kind of see what's happening beforehand. But another manhwa I am reading right now that actually I think it's on Crunchyroll, I'm not sure, I think it is, that just got a anime adaptation is My Sister Took My Fiance and Now I'm Being Courted. Nope, that's not it. I've read so many. Oh well, anyway, I'll talk about it. This one did not get an anime. My Sister Took My Fiance and Now I'm Being Courted by a Beastly Prince. This is let me click on it. I read so much so quickly, I never know if it's
So
manhwa.
sorry about
You're
that.
back.
Real quick, I got an important call that I had to take. So I paused it for a second, then I realized Peng was talking, thinking I don't think you noticed it was paused. So I restarted it and took
Hilarious.
myself
You
off.
should have just said you paused it. I'm
Well,
just talking. I was like, do 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 do. Christian, I was.
so you got some of it on there, but you didn't get the beginning of when you started talking. So I was on the phone. What do I do? I was I was split between the two.
That's so funny. Well, I was just talking about why I like Bato.2 and why you should read it. And then I was going to talk about another manga, but now we'll just have to save that for the next Manga Mustard.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
So
really
sorry about
funny.
that.
I was
It's
like,
kind of
I
one of
guess
those calls I
Josh.
couldn't say no to. Recording has to stop. So just needed that for since I'm still unemployed right now.
Oh, was
A
that a
job to
potential
work.
jobby?
That was substitute teaching stuff, so I can make some money while I'm in the midst of searching for a job.
I see. We'll talk about that after the episode. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now they know all why Bato.2 is the preferred platform
Okay.
of reading manga from Liz.
So one of our more unhinged episodes, as it were, near the end there. So I don't know
Okay.
exactly when it starts. The video comes back when you're talking, but
Oh,
it's
it's
definitely
fine.
missing like the first part.
I was like, dude. I was like,
So,
oh,
so
I
if
didn't
you're wondering
realize you
what happened
paused
there,
it. That's
it's
really
all
funny.
good.
Well, I was like, Josh can edit it or not because this is fun.
Yeah. So thank you guys for all that you do. This was a ton of fun. Thank you, Peng. Thank you for all the great manga that's out there. It's always fun to talk about, even manhwa too. So until next time, guys. See ya.